and welcome to Bump Love. If you're new on this page, do remember to subscribe, like and comment. Many of you, meet us and tell us, oh, I love the show, I love this topic. Who would like to see that in the comment section? Yeah. So do not forget to comment. Today we are sliding in the DM, and I'll just read what our anonymous sent us. Hello, Bump Love. Following through from your discussion on parental nudity, you see, you follow through. I need some advice on a particular issue. My husband wants me to be intimate with him in public. He wants me to freely romance with him, even if it's in front of the kids or house help. For instance, he wants us to kiss, hug. He even wants to carry me in front of the children, or even among our friends when we go out. Oh, how romantic. I find it very difficult, and I've often refused to meet these demands. That is because that's not how I was raised. I was raised as a very conservative girl. I'm eyeing people in a corner. Okay, my parents loved each other, but never actually romanced in front of us. Am I the only one that finds it difficult to romance with my husband in public or in front of the kids, or I'm being old-fashioned for only wanting to be intimate privately? How do I make my partner understand that this kind of behavior might pollute the minds of our kids, yet they are still young? Ladies, over to you.
We are following up.
We're following up.
Parental nudity discussion.
I know.
Okay, I could start by saying I was raised in a home where my mom is 85.
Really? Right now?
Yes, 83 there. Then my dad is about 87.
Yes. Nice.
They kiss.
Yes, they do.
They hold hands.
That's so cute.
Yeah, the world has taught me if you do things like that, people will think you're sleeping with them. But for me, I was raised in a home where my dad pinching my mom makes sense, and it makes sense to today. That said, I understand how she feels, because you can be raised in that. Like now, me, I don't understand people who don't know how to touch. When you're talking, like when you speak to someone, I want to see your eyes. Yes. I want to touch you for the communication. Then you find the one. Me, I tell my OJ, stop walking fast. You're leaving me behind. Yet when we're in outside countries, we hold hands. I'm like, babes, there are things that just can't happen for me. But I can understand how difficult it is.
It's not how you
like the reverse, you'd be like, oh my gosh. But I'm just telling you, for your children, I don't know what the other ladies will say, for your children, a child raised in an environment of love and laughter and kissing and giggling and we are okay, we are here.
And I don't think, were you done?
No, absolutely, I was just chipping in.
And I don't think that they would get the wrong idea. That their minds would be polluted by them watching you as their parents love on each other. If anything, it is very healthy for them to see you express their love. But like Angie has said, I know people who are touch averse. It's like, don't touch me. Yeah, I'm all touched out. Yeah, like just stay there. I be here. I know that you love me, but like generally, I think even in private, they just don't like being touched. So imagine what that's like in public and in front of the kids. Yeah. So we get where you're coming from. And I feel like sometimes, relationships, and even as we raise children, is about compromise here and there. Yeah. So I guess you could find a middle ground between you and your husband, where it's like, okay, holding hands is acceptable. We may not kiss. Yes, maybe let's keep that for the bedroom. But allow me to just like extend my hand over you. Like talk about those details and dissect them, so that when he's doing something that you are uncomfortable with, you're able to check him and say, we talked about that. Yeah.
And I remember in 50 Shades of Grey, which, anyway.
And there was that whole compromise situation of, you're like, okay, let's do this. But now
only this is
Only this is
allowed,
allowed,
and
yes.
this is not allowed.
Yeah.
I am with you guys.
Yeah.
Now I was raised in a family where they did not. My parents together did not, and so I craved it. So you see now for her how she's like, I didn't see it and I don't want it. For me, I wanted it because I thought it's the right thing to do. You're doing it in the right context, in the right time, with the right person. You know, what a better example for your children, because now your child will be like, who's this who wants to kiss me? Are you my husband? Are we married? Why do you want to sleep with me? Like, those are the questions they would be asking, because the right example has been emulated for them at home. So for me, if I, as you know, to advise our anonymous watcher, hey, let it go, you know. And I think one of the things that I once went to, quote unquote, intimacy school. Because me, I'm always in school. And one of the things that the lady said was, you know, at that point of your vows, unfortunately, at the point of your vows, you said, what is mine is yours. My body, I give you. Yeah. It was nice to say. Now he want to use his barrel. You are not wanting. So I would suggest that let it go slow by slow. There's nothing wrong with it. In fact, it's a pure, beautiful. And then you can even tell your children that, hey, if it's about kissing, you want to do it with the right person, and they will believe you. No, this is where they're like, for you, when do you kiss that? Tukulaba, he's trying to kiss you. You are turning. He wants to carry you. You are there, telling him not to touch you, and yet he's your husband. So how will you tell them at that point that that's a person that should be doing those things with them if you're not doing it?
And I totally agree. It is okay. Like, it is well. It is actually supposed to be like that, because which better way to teach your children how to be affectionate? And in this world where everything is going fast, technology, even these love things, we are way away from our grannies, you know, conservativeness, where, I mean, even holding hands was kind of taboo. Everything was supposed to be done in the bedroom. I think it is okay. Where the problem might be if it's very sexual. I mean, you're doing a French kiss, he's there grabbing on your ass. That is a bit much. That's a bit much. But if it's just a hug and a kiss, it is very, very okay.
I like that Manuela says she's perpetually going to school. Because some of these things have to be unlearned. It's easy for us to say that, but imagine you're dating somebody who just doesn't understand touch. You have to recalibrate your mind and to know that this is seeming to be a sitani. You know? Oh God.
And I like that you went there, because for me it was taking me back to, okay, before you get married, some of these things need to be looked into. Love languages. If you want to be touchy, understand these things before you go and get frustrated while you're there. So it's very, very, like what you said, learning. Learn and relearn. So if it is something that your partner, talk about these things. What do you like? By the way, when I'm in public, I really love to show my love. And if she's not for it, Angie wants to show affection. She will smooch you in public. She will hug you. And
even
it is okay.
my children.
So if you're having this conversation with your boyfriend before you get married, understand each other. So that if Angie is not okay with this man who will not show that affection, it's okay to stand out and look for one who will show you that love. But if you're in there already, honestly, like Rachel said, compromise.
I think compromise is really the way to go, because I know that we are pro show affection, but I'm sure her feelings are legit and she feels.
Of course they are. Oh my gosh, I cannot. I mean, she has likened it to parental nudity. This conversation is following. So for her, it is a big deal, and we completely get that. But I think the best thing to do now would be to compromise. And it's so funny how God brings two people together. Usually it's two extremes.
He wants to laugh at us.
Really. But it's like one who really wants, and then one who is like, I do not want.
And then he brings them together. But
Yes.
Brings the two together. actually think that God knew, because he would never give an extrovert to an extrovert. Sometimes it's an intro, rarely gives an extrovert. So most times it's an introvert and extrovert, so that you learn. It's actually a two-way. He wants you to blend and understand that, by the way, it is okay for someone to be like that. It is, just learn so that you can relate with the rest of the world.
But when all fails, just remember, if he's not doing it with you, he will do it to somebody else. I know this is not a relationship show or anything, but madam, be careful.
I also have to say something, especially because she said she feels like it will show her, like it will pollute their minds. I'm reminded that I realized that Brian never calls me mommy. He never says to the kids, go and call mommy. He says, go and call my wife. So that they can tell the difference, that she's our mommy, but that's his wife. And therefore, because that's his wife, he will do things with his wife. So he will come in and say things like, who is my wife? I want to kiss my wife, but who is my wife? My wife, you come and sit here next to me. There are times when he won't even call me, man. Especially when we are in those moments. Most times he wants to exaggerate the fact that this is happening with my wife. And so also me, I learned to say things like that, like, you know, my husband, I want to sit on my husband's lap and it's dinner. I don't sit on my husband's lap. Hey, my wife, you sit. So that pollution she's so scared about, it's so clear that this is happening between husband and wife.
And that's exactly what happens at mine, because hubby will be like, where is my wife? Who is disturbing my wife?
To the kids.
Why are you disturbing my wife? And I noticed the last time, just a few weeks ago when he came, he was saying bye, and he came and gave me just a small peck, a kiss on the lip, and it excited the kids. In a way, you would see that, this guy, there's a bond that it creates, because they're also comfortable in that love that you have for each other, and they blend in there. It's a very comfortable space.
I think it's important that children see the love between their parents, especially since there's children who are seeing hate and fighting. And so if you have the privilege of a loving, honest relationship, for you to be able to show that to your children, I think is quite important. But there's also another thing. At the point of showing love, we also must be able to show when, quote unquote, things are not so perfect. Because then you have children who grow up thinking, my husband has to love me, my wife has to love me, they can never fight with me.
Can I put up my hand? Because I was those people, and she said that she knew her parents loved each other, but like she didn't see them being intimate and blah blah blah. It's you know, the reverse is also true. I never ever saw my parents fight, so obviously fighting for me in my marriage was I mean, I knew that there's conflict, but like I was a bit taken aback. And then when the conflict happened, it's like, okay, let's come back and make up, because we're supposed to be like the way my parents were. We're supposed to be peace loving and all. But I just wanted to comment and say that pollution comes from the unnatural. Pollution comes from maybe if a child has been abused by someone who should have protected them, or by a maid, or by these people that we invite into our homes. That's how their minds end up getting polluted. But with you showing affection, or your husband showing affection to you, they are not going to be polluted. Their minds are not going to be polluted. So I think for me, it's just about talking to your husband and finding that middle ground where certain things are acceptable. And like Angie said, also kind of do your part. You know, in relationships, we have to sacrifice and compromise. we get out of our comfort zones, and it's like, okay, this thing is okay, and it's okay for these reasons. It's okay for my children, because remember, you're modeling for your children to see their father showing me affection. And I think I've had this quote before, maybe like at parenting seminars or whatever, that the best gift a man can give to his children is to show their mom, to show their mom that he loves her and values her. So please don't throw away such a precious. He's trying to
many women dream of
like even when I was reading, I was like,
I was like, aren't they too busy now? They can no longer remember to hold our hands. They just walk ahead of us and leave you.
And just to re-emphasize, like Rachel said, I also didn't grow up seeing my parents show each other affection. But I mean, Yeah, we learn and learn and relearn. Yeah. I hope that was helpful. You can comment on what you feel about affection, but as the ladies of Bump Love, we honestly think it's very okay. And that's it from us. Until next time, with love from Bump Love.